Hello. I just went out and had a look around. Actually, not a look around. Went with my son to take some books back to the library. And nearby the library we went to, there's actually three particular secondhand stores that I sometimes go to. One of them was closed. The other two were open. The first one I went to, I found these four things. Four pretty good finds, actually. Actually, four very good finds. So these were all $1 each. They still have the tag on. And this is an interesting thing is that so today is the 3rd of January 2024. And you can see the price tag on here. These were priced up on the 2nd of January. And I'm pretty sure it was closed. The store was closed yesterday because the 1st and the 2nd of January in New Zealand are public holidays. And many shops are closed on that day. Many businesses don't open. And so I think the workers maybe were working there, but the shop wasn't open. But I was lucky enough to be there today, and I found them. And that's the thing is that if you don't, it's very rarely that half decent stock sits on the shelves very long. All the stuff that sits for ages is the stuff that no one wants, and you have to be in the right place at the right time. Um, Very much so as soon as possible after the stock has been put out on the shelves. Because I've been in a few stores before where they just put stuff on the shelf, and almost every time that happens, there's always something in it. Because, that's when the good stuff's there before anyone else has had a chance to pick it over. So, what have we got? Cocteau twins. I'm not sure if that's correct pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it is Cocteau. The album Treasure. I'm pretty sure this was their second or third album. I already have some Cocteau twins. So, this is from '84. I have Victoria Land from '86. I got that a couple of years ago, secondhand, and Four Calendar Cafe from '93. I got that also secondhand a few years ago. So I have my third Cocteau Twins album, and Cocteau Twins are a band that you hear and see a lot said and written about them, and they're kind of considered to be quite influential in that kind of, I guess, post punk. What else? Dream pop. I hear them being kind of um, referred to as that. So here it says dream pop, ethereal wave, goth rock, post punk. So yeah. um, and so I've listened to bits and pieces of theirs over the years, and then when I've got albums, I've listened to the albums. And I wouldn't say I absolutely love them, but I like what I have heard to a certain extent. Wouldn't say I love it, but it's the kind of thing that grows on you. I feel Cocteau Twins, and I especially like the woman's vocals, Elizabeth Fraser. I saw this video that they did. It must have been very early in their career, where they were doing the song "Wax and Wane." I'm not sure what album Wax and Wane is on. Maybe it's off of their first album, and it they were doing it live on some British music TV show. They were performing live. It was not like Top of the Pops where it's lip synced, and she was doing this weird kind of vibrato thing with her voice, Elizabeth Fraser. It's kind of hard to describe just by describing it myself. You've got to watch the video, but I always thought that was quite cool. So yeah, $1 for that, and this looks to be in very good condition. Even if it came out in '84, I'm pretty sure this would be a reissue. 4AD. Now 4AD is a kind of an indie label that's kind of famous for this kind of music, that kind of post-punk British stuff that came out in the early '80s. I think it's still going today. I think who put it? They put someone else, someone more recent out. So they're current. Who have they currently got? No one that I particularly. But was it the Strokes? Were the Strokes on 4AD? Um, no, I don't know. Anyway, it's not important. This looks like it's a reissue because it looks very new, barely touched. So I'm sure this was kind of pressed again more recently in the last 15 years, and that person bought it. CD's in very good condition, not a scratch on it. And the case is also in very good condition. Looks like it's almost shop new, apart from a couple of little bits and pieces. The other three things I got. So this, Sisters of Mercy. I kind of view I view the Sisters of Mercy in a similar way I do Cocteau Twins, as in a band that I don't know a huge amount about, and I haven't listened to everything from their back catalogue, but the things that I have listened to I've quite liked, and there's one or two things that I really like a lot. That song there, Lucretia, My Reflection, that was the first song I ever heard of theirs. I think I was living overseas when I first heard it, was I? And it's got a I really like the video. Like, it's a weird video. It's filmed like in this like factory in India in the 1980s. And what's the guy's name? Andrew something. What's his name? Hang on. Andrew Eldritch. And their lady, who again I can't remember her name. Was it? No, not him. Patricia Morrison, I think it was her. Because I can't see any other female names in there. She's in it as well. And they're on like trains and factories in the streets of India. And in the late 80s, I think this was made 86, 87, Flooded Land. 87. That was kind of a unique and unusual choice to make a video in India. India is not the easiest place to travel at the best of times, and certainly in the 80s, it was even kind of India's come a long way in the last 20 years, a long way, and kind of people, if you say India, they still kind of imagine dusty and dirty and all that, but it's actually there's been a huge amount of economic activity and a kind of explosion in the growth of the middle class there. And so there's been a lot of improvement in infrastructure and general cleanliness, I guess, of the place. But certainly in 1987, for Sisters of Mercy to go there to choose it to film a video was kind of strange. But this, again, looks to be in excellent condition for $1. Again, this would be a repressing. It's not the original 87 one, I would say. Well, that CD looks like the original one because that kind of... But unless the person who bought this just kept their CDs in like really good condition, which is a possibility. The thing with being a dark goth rock prince like Andrew Eldritch or Robert Smith or any of those guys is that you age and you get older. Who's the guy from Bauhaus? Pete Murphy, is it? Murray? I think it's Pete Murphy. I guess you could even say Trent Reznor to an extent, although he's kind of kept his looks. But you get old and you put on weight and you kind of lose the cheekbones and you lose the hair and you expand in places that you don't. And so I think like kind of there are certain kinds of rock or music in general that are kind of a young man's game. And I'm not saying they should give it up or it's really that's only their image anyway. The music's still there. They're still producing great music then. But when you see Robert Smith out there on stage nowadays and he's with all of the makeup on, but at age 60 something, he looks like someone's grandmother with his frizzy hair. And Andrew Eldridge has lost all his hair. They actually toured here last year, and I was going to go, but the year before last. It would have been 2022, very late 2022. I didn't go, but I would like to see them. The other one I got, used to see these around quite often, 2-for-1, where they'd put the two albums together. So this has got Some Girls Wander by Mistake and Vision Thing by the Sisters of Mercy together. And you kind of get two for the price of one, but I would got this for $1 anyway. But there, knocked out 3 Sisters of Mercy's album in one go. So apparently that one there, Some Girls Wander by Mistake, is their very early work, 80 to 83, kind of pre major label, I guess. And then after that, Floodland, which is 87, then Vision Thing, which is 1990. God, they've only got 3 albums. Jeez. So yeah, that I reckon for these two for $2, and both in excellent condition. I really can't overemphasize how new these look. I know that's got a crack there, but just the lack of any sort of clouding on the plastic at all. The jewel cases, hub is all in perfect condition. The booklet's all in excellent condition. Lastly, do you know that? Do you recognize that? Also $1. Also put out on the 2nd of January. This is Mogwai. The Hawk is Howling. And again, I guess similarly to the other 2 bands I've just sent, it's a band I own a few albums of. I've got, what have I got? Rock Action, I think. And I've got 2. You can't see them right now. This one here, but it doesn't actually have a name. It says, that's not on the discography list, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's an EP or something. Anyway, I've got that and Rock Action. And it's a band that I listened to first because I had an ex-girlfriend who was at art school, and she used Mogwai as the background music for some art project she was doing, I remember. And so I kind of got introduced to them that way. But I have never listened to this album. Didn't even know this was an album. Didn't even know this was Mogwai until I picked it up and said, oh shit, it's Mogwai. Pretty cool artwork. It's on one of those card things with just slip it in. Can't remember what they're called. So yeah, $1 for that. Great finds. First finds of 2024. Sisters of Mercy, Cocteau Twins, and Mogwai. Let's hope it's the start of a sign of the things to come for the year ahead, eh? Thanks for watching.